Wouldn't it be nice if your application allowed you to time travel your workflow? Which means you can time travel any workflow, any transaction, and see how your system reacted to that particular event or transaction at any given time. If there is an issue, you could always go back and debug and you can try to easily reproduce the issue. This is where comes event sourcing. But most of the time what I have seen, people get confused with event sourcing and event driven design. In this video, what we'll try to do, we'll try to understand what are the fundamental differences between these two design patterns and where should you be using one versus the other. Okay, let's first try to clarify what is event driven design. So event driven design, it is a design approach where the system reacts to events. Okay, example can be a doorbell. You pressed a button on a web page, or you created some sort of order. Sending an event and can trigger multiple actions as well. Okay, let's try to understand this particular design pattern through this particular visual. Let's say you have a doorbell. Okay, as soon as you press the doorbell, what happens is it's gonna issue some sort of event. Okay, and when the event is issued, it's gonna probably trigger the bell, and you'll be able to hear the sound, or it might be like flashing some sort of light. So what's really happening over here is you are issuing an event, and based off of that event, some side effects are happening. So what about the event sourcing? Event sourcing stores all events as the source of truth. Okay, an example can be a bank account transactions where each deposit or withdrawal is stored as an event. What are the benefits? You can rebuild the current state by replaying those events. Okay, let's again try to understand this thing through a visual. Let's say I have a banking system, okay, and my current state is 0, i.e. I don't have any deposit right now in my bank account. Okay, as we start to issue some sort of transaction, let's say I did a deposit of £100. As you can see, now the state is 100. So one thing which we need to kind of understand over here, in event sourcing systems, you are just issuing events and you are collecting those events. You can generate a state by replaying those particular events, or accumulating those events, or looking at the very last event, and whatever your business logic is based off those events, you can always derive the state. So what's happening over here is, let's say somebody deposited £100 to my bank account. My current balance or state is £100. When I deposit another £50, my current state becomes 150. Now let's say I decided to withdraw £50. Now my bank balance has become 100 because I had 100, I deposited 50, I withdrew 50, which means my balance is 50. Let's say I decided to withdraw another 20 pounds. My state has now become 80. One more transaction came, which means of deposit of £60. Now my balance is 140. Let's say at any point of time, something went wrong in our system. We can do two things. We can go back and try to replay these events one by one, and we can check at what point something went wrong. Okay, maybe state was not calculated properly, or maybe your system threw some sort of exception. The beauty of the event sourcing is you can always go back, you can replay those events. Okay, so what are the fundamental key differences between these two? EDD, it focuses on reacting to events in real time. It's event driven, okay, because it reacts in real time to issued events. Event sourcing, on the other hand, it focuses on storing events to reconstruct the state. Store all events and rebuilds state from them. If we look at the bottom table, you can see the EDD, it focuses on reactions. Event sourcing, on the other hand, it focuses on storing history. Really good for the systems which require some sort of audit trail. You can always go back, you can check what's really happening. EDD example is like doorbell. Okay, event sourcing example is bank transactions, as we saw just now. EDD states are not stored. You don't need to store state, right? Event came, you reacted, that's it, end of story. Okay, in event sourcing, all the events are stored and you can reconstruct the state by replaying those events. So I hope you now have full understanding what are the differences between event-driven design and event sourcing design patterns. And next time when you're designing your system, you'll be able to choose one versus other, or maybe both confidently. Thanks for your time. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.